Will you be my Kale-entine? Kale is here to stay. So why don't we just embrace its leafy goodness and do kale 3 ways today. First, we're gonna do kale barbecue chips. Then we're gonna do kale pesto. Then we're gonna do pickled kale stems. All right, first let's make the barbecue kale chips. They're so easy to make. So use a knife or use your fingers and just rip off the leafy goodness, but make sure you save these stems later. It's part of our 3 ways of kale. I honestly eat kale almost every day, and since I've been eating it, I noticed that my jeans have gotten tighter and a little bit of a mustache has come in, so I must be turning into a hipster. Now it's time to just use our hands and tear this into manageable bite-sized pieces. And the other day I was at the store and I saw a bag of kale chips for $8, so if you buy them instead of making them, I'm coming after you because you need your head examined. Let's hit it with about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Man, when I was a kid, I used to love barbecue potato chips. I would eat them by the bagful, which is probably why when my mom took me for a checkup when I was 13, my cholesterol was 350. So probably not a good idea. Too bad kale chips weren't in vogue back then. Then take about a half a tablespoon of kosher salt and then a few good cracks of fresh peps. Now comes the barbecue seasoning. I have 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika. Love that earthy, smoky flavor, one of my favorite spices. Next, I have 2 tablespoons of ancho chili powder, not so spicy as it is fruity. 1 teaspoon each of onion and garlic powder. 1 tablespoon of light brown sugar, and about a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And check out that color. It's just like the color that used to be on the chips in the bag I got when I was a kid. Now it's time to break out the best tools in the kitchen, your hands, and go to town here, tossing this guy. Get those spices all coated in the kale. That looks good. Now it's time to check it for seasoning, and the best way to do that is just try a piece. Oh my God, this is really good. Now would be a good time to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. I just grabbed a sheet tray here. Just try to spread them out into one single layer. You don't want to have them steam on top of each other. Now these guys are going in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes until they're crispy, but keep your eye on them because they go from crispy to burned really quick. All right, these guys are ready, and if you're wondering if they're crispy, yes, they're very crispy. And there it is, barbecue kale chips. Kaled it! What up t-shirt reference? What up Superwoman reference? On to number 2, kale pesto. Blanch the kale leaves in salted boiling water for 1 minute. Then move it to an ice bath to stop the cooking process. Squeeze out that excess water and give it a rough chop. Add 1 clove of garlic, the zest of 1 lemon and the juice of half, a 1/4 cup of toasted walnuts. Give it a pinch of salt and a few cracks of peps, and then blitz it all up in the food processor. Slowly add a 1/4 cup each of extra virgin olive oil and veggie oil. And it's nice to use kale and walnuts in this pesto because traditionally you use basil, which is expensive, and pine nuts, which are super expensive. I'm talking like second mortgage on your home. So walnuts are where it's at. Oh, I wish we had smell-o-vision on my channel because I would just waft this into your home right now or on the bus and make everyone around you super jealous. And there it is, kale pesto. That's kale number 2. Let's move on to the 3rd way, pickled kale stems. Add half a cup of water and white wine vinegar to a pot. Add 2 tablespoons of kosher salt and 3 tablespoons of sugar, 3 cloves of garlic, and 4 peppercorns. Bring this mixture to a boil and add the chopped stems. Cook for a few minutes and take off the heat. Now you know you ain't pickling unless you're using a mason jar, so go ahead and fill up the mason jar with the pickling mixture. Stash this in your fridge for up to 2 weeks and be prepared to deploy these flavor bombs on salads and slaws. Much better than throwing them away, don't you think? There it is, guys, kale done 3 ways. Try all 3 recipes and you will officially be a hipster. Congrats. If you want the recipes, they are all below in the description box. Also, click subscribe because I'm rocking out recipes for all my fellow home cooks every single week. If you want some more awesome recipes, check out the videos below me. I'll see you next week, but until then, keep on cooking.